Imagine this. It is 1954. You are on a family road trip across America. Your wife and kids are asleep in the back seat. But you are sweating. Your hands are gripping the steering wheel so tight your knuckles are white. You look at the dashboard. You are running out of gas. Up ahead, you see the lights of a small town. A normal person would feel relief. A normal person would stop for food and fuel. But you don't stop. You speed up. Because you saw the sign at the city limits. It didn't say welcome. It said don't let the sun set on you here. You have just entered a sundown town. And if you are black, being here after 6 p.m. isn't just illegal. It is a death sentence. For decades, thousands of towns across the U.S. were rigged like traps. If your car broke down, or you took a wrong turn, the law could not save you. In fact, the law was the one hunting you. So how did millions of families survive this American nightmare? They had a secret weapon, a tiny book that saved thousands of lives. This is the story of the Green Book. In the 1950s, the automobile was the ultimate symbol of American freedom. Advertisements promised adventure, just you, your family, and the open road. It was supposed to be the golden age of travel. But for Black Americans, the car wasn't just a vehicle, it was a shield. Outside the car, the world was segregated by Jim Crow laws. Restaurants, hotels, and bathrooms were off limits. So they turned their cars into what they called mobile living rooms. They didn't stop for food. They packed coolers with days' worth of meals. They didn't stop for gas just anywhere. They carried extra cans in the trunk. And the most humiliating part? The bathroom. Gas stations would happily take their money for fuel, but refused to let them use the restroom. So, families had to carry a pee can or a bucket in the trunk. They had to relieve themselves on the side of the road, hoping no one would drive by. The car offered a small bubble of safety, but eventually every car has to stop. And that is when the real danger began. Because thousands of towns in America had a secret rule. So what exactly was a sundown town? It was a municipality that practiced a form of segregation enforced by fear. The rule was simple but brutal. If you were black, you could work there during the day, but you had to be gone by sunset. Most people assume this only happened in the Deep South. That is a lie. James Loewen, a historian who studied this, found thousands of these towns across the North and Midwest. In Illinois alone, there were hundreds. These weren't just backwater villages. These were suburbs, elite communities, and entire counties. And they didn't need official laws to enforce it. They had the police. If a black family drove through a sundown town after 6 p.m., a patrol car would often follow them bumper to bumper right to the city limits. It was called the escort, but it wasn't for protection. It was a threat. If you refused to leave, or if your car broke down, the police stepped back and the mob stepped in. Violence, arson, and lynching were the punishments for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Traveling America wasn't a vacation. It was a game of Russian roulette. Families needed a way to navigate this minefield. They needed a map that told them where they wouldn't be killed. And in 1936, a postal worker from Harlem named Victor Hugo Green gave them exactly that. Victor Hugo Green was a postal worker in Harlem. He wasn't a politician or a millionaire, but he saw the fear in his community. He knew that black families wanted to see America, but they were terrified of stepping into the wrong town. So, inspired by travel guides used by Jewish people to avoid anti-Semitic hotels, Victor started collecting data. In 1936, he published the first Green Book. It wasn't a political manifesto. It was data. It listed hotels, gas stations, and restaurants that were safe. Places where you wouldn't be turned away or worse. But here is the most heartwarming part. There weren't enough black-owned hotels to cover the whole country. So regular black families stepped up. They opened their own spare bedrooms to strangers. They were called tourist homes. The Green Book didn't just map out businesses, it mapped out kindness. It created an invisible network of safety across a hostile country. The book spread like wildfire. It was distributed by Esso gas stations, the only major oil company that allowed black men to own franchises. Soon, the Green Book became known as the Bible of Black Travel. You didn't leave home without a spare tire, and you didn't leave home without your Green Book. Victor Hugo Green had one dream for his creation. He wrote in the introduction, "There will be a day when this guide will not have to be published." He dreamed of a day when his life's work would become useless. Sadly, Victor Hugo Green never got to see his dream come true. He passed away in 1960. Just 4 years later, in 1964, the Civil Rights Act was signed, legally banning segregation in public places. The Green Book ceased publication shortly after. It was no longer needed. The survival guide had done its job. The roads were finally open. But the history of how we got here was quickly forgotten. Today, we drive across state lines without a second thought. We stop wherever we want. But we are driving on roads paved by the resilience of those who came before us. We drive on the path cleared by Victor Hugo Green. History isn't just about dates and wars. It's about the people who found a way to survive when the world wanted them gone. The Green Book is gone, but the lesson remains. Even in the darkest times, we can build our own light. If you believe these stories deserve to be remembered, please like and subscribe.